I guess we have one question from the floor.
I think your last example is interesting because it shows how one individual person, you happen to be Muslim, but you've got this website and you're contributing to the community, and the fact that you are Muslim and a part of this larger group is secondary in a way, even though your website deals with halal issues. And it just struck me, do either of you think that because Muslims are in the media so much these days, and not in a positive way with everything going on in the world, that it's more difficult for Muslims to fight through to just become individuals contributing to the society than, say, other waves of immigrants who came? I'm Jewish, and I'm not sure if we would have had quite the same struggles that you're going through in this country. I mean, of course, there are Irish, Jewish, lots of immigrants have had struggles with acceptance, but the power of the worldwide sort of this meta-narrative that's going on, I'm wondering if you feel that you can break through, or if it's the challenges are more difficult.
I'm going to be a contrarian, and probably a contrarian to most of the people in this book. The Muslim American community is a very blessed community. Whatever struggles we have, it's in the context of Muslims being a fairly well-educated group of people, one of the highest per capita income groups of people in this country. If you look at the last 10 years, if you look at Muslims 10 years ago and Muslims now, every survey, every index says that we're happier, that we are more well off, that we now have elected members of Congress as well as mayors and whatnot around the country that we didn't have 10 years ago. We have visible Muslim faces on TV like Asif Manvi and Ali Belchi, and the list goes on, actually, for Zakaria, Dr. Oz. I mean, there's plenty of visibility that we have now that we didn't have. We have more visible Muslim artists. We have Muslim athletes. What that means is that we're in a position to contribute. And the best way to break down stereotypes and break down fears is to contribute, is to give more than you get. And that's difficult for some people, but it's not difficult for this community. We actually are very well endowed. We can give more than we get. And I happen to also believe that that is the way forward. So public service, is a huge part of that. And there are many people within this community that are pushing people to do just that. So when I hear stories of young Muslims who went to Joplin, Missouri to do relief work after the tornadoes, and you're handing blankets to people and they're looking at you and you're wearing a hijab, and they're starting to, you can see the changes happening in their head right now, right away. That someone traveled all this way to help somebody in the heartland who needed it. That's what's going to change things. And this book is kind of the first step in that direction.
Mazen?
Yeah, I mean, again, agreed. One of the things I'm working on is yet another step in that direction, and that is the National Muslim Democratic Council. And this is something that there's been starts of it in past years. It sort of grows out of a lot of the work that Congressman Ellison and Andre Carson have done in terms of mobilizing American Muslims during the campaign in 2008. The very fact that a presidential campaign had a staffer, which was me for a short time, doing American Muslim outreach was probably a historical first. So this effort, the National Muslim Democratic Council, is again a way in which, a vehicle with which American Muslims who, from their own set of core beliefs as a Muslim, see themselves and commit themselves to the Democratic Party, keeping in mind that the Democratic Party is a big tent and that we live in a two-party system, and want to engage in a very significant way, not from a fear of exclusion, not because they're worried about some of the xenophobia they're seeing in the other party, but from a proactive, acting on principle. This is what I believe as a Muslim in terms of social justice issues, where I want the country to go in terms of the environment, education, opportunity, social safety net, strong middle class. Those principles lead them then to a more contributing, forward-thinking approach to civic engagement. And so that's why I'm spending a lot of time and working with a whole group of others around the country who are of like mind in that respect.